And the UN Refugee Agency says as many as 660,000 have now crossed into neighbouring countries and around 1 million have been internally displaced. Humanitarian organisations have appealed for further support to cope with the influx, and the United Nations is requesting 1.5 billion euros. Now, so far, Poland has received the most refugees, and queues to enter the country can take days. The majority of the arrivals are women and children. Monika Pina is at the Polish-Ukrainian border, and she says there are people coming from across the EU to offer help.
Most of the people I've seen are traumatized, they're exhausted, they have been traveling for days, and some people said that they haven't slept even for days. They are shocked. I am very, very close to the border. Some trips from Lviv, that is the Ukrainian town that is the closest to the border, up to here, some trips took even 13 hours, and Lviv is only 80 kilometers away, so you can imagine.
We heard the bombs. It was far away, but we heard it and we couldn't sleep all night, and early in the morning we ran away to western Ukraine. It was huge traffic and people were so terrified, but they are still there, and it's a tragedy.
So you could hear sadness in their voices. People are gathering here to help as much as they can. So behind me you can see there are some relatives picking up the people they love, but also many volunteers. People come from all over Poland, but not only Poland. They come from Italy. I've seen people from Luxembourg, and they offer food, they offer shelter, they even offer rides to go to other cities in Poland.
Well, earlier I spoke to Arlem Desir, Senior Vice President for Europe for the International Rescue Committee, and he says that European countries must make long-term preparations for Ukrainian refugees.
So first, there is a need to ensure that the people arriving in Poland are given shelter, are given social assistance, healthcare, and we will, at the International Rescue Committee, contribute to this, working with local Polish organizations and civil society organizations, even supporting Ukrainian civil society organizations on the other side of the border. Second, it's very important to ensure a legal safety to all these refugees with international protection of their right. It must be agreed and granted not only to national Ukrainian, but also to non-Ukrainian who were staying in Ukraine. Ukraine was a country where you had a lot of Afghan refugees, for example, African people studying in university, people working, coming from everywhere in the world. They are suffering the same risk, and they need to be granted the same asylum rights in European countries. And this is also why countries like UK should not restrict the granting of asylum right only to those who have family already in the country, but to all of those who are in need of an international protection. So we will be looking for this and helping the refugees to get these protections, and supporting all European states to welcome all the refugees when they arrive in European countries.